are not going to believe who Adele picked. The woman who made the whole world cry with Someone Like You once sat down for Vogue's 73 Questions challenge, gave us a rare peek inside her Los Angeles home, and then casually dropped a bombshell about the British royal family that still has people talking years later. We're talking about a choice between two brothers, Prince William and Prince Harry. And the way she answered, pure Adele. According to the Vogue footage from that time, when asked to pick between the royal siblings, she drew out the word prince like she was about to hit a high note, then said Harry with a cheeky smile that basically said, "Yeah, I went there." Now, here's why this wasn't just some random celebrity opinion, and why it actually tells us a lot about Adele's personality. Let me take you back to 2011, because that's when this story really begins. Back in 2011, Adele sat down with Glamour magazine and made a confession that at the time seemed like a funny little celebrity crush. She said, and I quote directly from that interview, "I'm after Prince Harry." But then she added something even better. "I know I said I wouldn't go out with a ginger, but it's Prince Harry. I'd be a real duchess then. I'd love a night out with him. He seems like a right laugh." Think about that for a second. Adele, the same woman who wrote songs about heartbreak, betrayal, and moving on, had a type, and that type apparently included red hair and a royal title. According to the interview records, she wasn't being entirely serious, but she wasn't joking. That's the thing about Adele. She says what she means with a smile, and you're never quite sure if she's kidding or not. And honestly, that's why we love her. Now, fast forward to that Vogue 73 Questions video. Adele is standing in her LA home, which, by the way, she once described as a place she could never afford in London ever. Relatable queen behavior. And the interviewer throws out a British-themed round of this or that. Blur or Oasis? She picks Blur. Liam Gallagher or Noel Gallagher? She picks Liam without a doubt, her words. Then comes the big one, Prince Harry or Prince William. According to the footage, she pauses, she smirks, and she makes sure the camera catches every micro-expression before saying Harry. That's not an accident, that's performance. That's Adele knowing exactly what she's doing and enjoying every second of it. But here's where I have to give my honest opinion. Adele picking Harry over William isn't shocking. It's actually the most predictable thing she could have done. Why? Because Adele has always gravitated toward the rebel, the underdog, the one who doesn't follow the rules. William is the future king, the polished heir, the one who does everything by the book. Harry, he's the spare who walked away from the monarchy, moved to California, and basically said, "I'm doing things my way." And who else moved to California and decided to do things her way? Adele. According to her own interview with British Vogue, she left London because she wanted fresh air and somewhere I could see the sky, adding that in England, if you haven't got a plan with a young child and it's raining, you're in trouble. She chose sunshine over tradition. Harry chose the same thing, so really her answer was just her being consistent. Let me take you to another moment that most people forget. May 2018, the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Adele wasn't at Windsor Castle, obviously she wasn't on the guest list, but she was watching from home, and according to her Instagram post from that day, which is still archived online, she dressed up. I'm talking a black lace headpiece with sequins, holding a glass of what looked like champagne, looking like she was ready to attend the most glamorous party of the year. And she wrote, "Congratulations, Meghan and Harry. You're the most beautiful bride. I can't stop thinking of how happy Princess Diana is upstairs." That last sentence about Princess Diana, that wasn't random. According to royal commentators at the time, that was a deliberate and emotional nod to Harry's late mother, a woman who was known for breaking royal conventions herself. Adele didn't have to mention Diana. She could have just said congrats and moved on, but she didn't. She made it personal, she made it heartfelt, and she made it clear once again which brother had her support. Now, has Adele ever actually met any of the royals? This is where the story gets surprisingly specific. According to official records from 2013, Adele went to Buckingham Palace to receive her MBE medal, that's the Member of the Order of the British Empire, for her services to music. And who pinned that medal on her? Prince Charles himself. So there's Adele standing in front of the future king, accepting one of the highest honors a British citizen can receive. According to reports from that day, the meeting was professional, polite, and completely uneventful. But can you imagine what was going through her head? She's thinking, I once told a magazine I wanted to be a duchess by marrying your son, and now you're giving me a medal. That's the kind of irony that makes life interesting. And here's another near miss that Adele fans still talk about. The London premiere of Skyfall, the James Bond film for which Adele recorded that absolutely incredible title track. Prince Charles and Camilla were scheduled to attend. According to event records, Adele was invited, but she didn't go. Why? Because the premiere was held just days after she gave birth to her son, Angelo. I mean, come on, priorities, right? You've just had a baby, you're running on zero sleep, and someone says, hey, want to go hang out with royalty at a red carpet event? And you're like, I can't even find matching shoes right now. According to interviews from that period, Adele never expressed regret about missing that premiere. And honestly, good for her. New mom wins over royal small talk every single time. Let me add some sarcasm here because I can't help myself. You're telling me that Adele, the woman who once threw shade at her ex-boyfriend by naming an album 21 and then another album 25 just to make a point, you're telling me she had a crush on Prince Harry for over a decade, publicly declared it, dressed up for his wedding, and then moved to the same state where he now lives, and we're supposed to believe that's all coincidence? According to real estate records, Adele's Los Angeles home is in a neighborhood that isn't far from where Harry and Meghan reportedly settled. I'm not saying she chose her house based on royal geography, I'm just saying it's a funny coincidence. A very funny coincidence. But here's the serious question underneath all this fun speculation. Why does Adele's opinion on royal brothers even matter? According to cultural commentators, it's because Adele represents something honest. She's not a polished celebrity robot. She's the woman who stopped a concert to yell at security for bothering a fan. She's the person who cried on stage and then laughed about it. She's real. So when she picks Harry over William, it feels like a friend giving you their honest opinion, not a PR statement. According to social media archives from when that Vogue video first dropped, thousands of people commented things like, Adele knows what's up, and she's been Team Harris since day one. The internet agreed with her. Now, let me give you my own analysis, and you can agree or disagree. Adele's choice wasn't really about which royal is better, it was about personality. William is duty, Harry is authenticity. William is the crown, Harry is the heart, and Adele, the woman who wrote Rolling in the Deep after a breakup, who named her album 30 because that's how old she was when she made it, Adele has always chosen heart over duty. She chose to move to America, even though London made her famous. She chose to take 5 years between albums, even though the industry wanted more. She chose her son's comfort over a Bond premiere. So, of course, she chose Harry. She chose the person who said, I'm leaving the system, over the person who said, I'll fix it from inside. That's not a judgment on William. That's just an observation about what Adele values. And let's not forget Meghan in this equation. According to various interviews, Meghan has expressed admiration for Adele's music. There were unconfirmed rumors, and I want to stress these are rumors, not confirmed facts, that Adele's song Make You Feel My Love was considered for the wedding reception in 2018. Nothing official ever came out, but can you imagine the irony? The woman who publicly admitted to having a crush on your husband might have had her song played at your wedding. According to my personal read of the situation, I think Meghan would find that hilarious. She seems to have a good sense of humor about things, and Adele has never said a single negative word about Meghan, only compliments. So, honestly, a potential meeting between them would probably be full of laughs, not awkwardness. So here's the bottom line. Adele chose Prince Harry over Prince William. She did it with a smirk, a pause, and a decade of history backing her up. According to everything she has ever said publicly, she thinks Harry seems like a right laugh. She wanted to be a duchess. She celebrated his wedding in sequins and mentioned Princess Diana in a post that went straight to people's hearts. And years later, that Vogue clip still gets shared every few months because people can't get over how confidently she made her choice. She didn't hesitate. She didn't play it safe and say, "No comment." She looked at the camera and said Harry like it was the most obvious thing in the world. And you know what? I think she's right. Not because Harry is better than William, that's not for me to say, but because Adele stayed true to herself. She didn't pretend to be neutral. She didn't worry about what royal fans would think. She just answered honestly, with a cheeky smile, and moved on with her tour of her LA home. That's the kind of energy we need more of. So the next time you listen to "Hello" or "Easy on Me," remember the woman behind that voice is Team Harry, always has been, and she's not sorry about it. According to Adele herself, she'd still love a night out with him because he seems like a right laugh. And honestly, I hope she gets that night out someday, preferably with cameras rolling.